There you go.
Now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, check it out.
This is Mom Dukes. This is Mom Dukes right here. You never met my mom, have you? Well,
No.
right. Yeah. I mean, have I met? I haven't met you either, huh? Is it Miss Wall?
Yep.
I haven't met you. This is Miss Caldwell. So you don't have my last name no more.
Hey, sweetie.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been working hard trying to get this system set up. I'm exhausted now.
You didn't have no help?
I ain't had no help. No help, honey.
Yeah, no.
I know how you feel.
Oh
Hey.
my goodness.
I don't know what you.
Ready to go.
Hey, I've been down here setting up the studio. I'm gonna show you. Look, this is the studio.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't get the computer to work.
Oh man.
So I have to figure out. But we have to do it again. We'll have to do it again where we had it all set up, and it's earlier than 9.
11 o'clock at night.
Earlier than midnight.
Right.
Yeah.
It's earlier than midnight. But this is the mom edition. Okay, so I'm gonna start over. All right. This is the Hitch and Wall Park.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
This is the Hitch and Wall podcast, and this is the mom's edition. Mother's Day just passed. We didn't do it on Mother's Day, so yeah, we're gonna break that news. It's not Mother's Day; it's days later. But but we got the moms on here, and this is my mom, Ruth Caldwell, and you can introduce
my mom, Marion Wall.
Marion Wall. And we're doing a mom's edition, and I'm gonna start with asking questions first, if that's okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, first of all, ain't gonna be no crying on this one. This is gonna be fun, right? This is gonna be a fun experience. This is gonna be so.
Even thought about shedding a tear.
I hear you.
Yeah,
That's because he like to answer
I'm trying to
questions.
shed a tear right now.
I know I got you up so late. Yeah, I know, but
I'm dealing with old people.
but what did you see in Marcus in the beginning of his football career that you knew he was going to be destined for a Carolina or any or the college experience?
I think from the time Marcus was born, I think there was a football somewhere close by. I just didn't see it.
Oh, right.
He has been playing, throwing footballs around ever since he was a toddler. Good, okay.
Right.
When he first started playing, what was it called, Pee Wee or whatever?
Right.
Okay, I mean, he was just a natural. He was just good.
Right.
But he never could beat me back in the day. He couldn't beat me to the goal line. I said, you better not. You better not let me beat you to the goal. I'm out there running like
I used to run too.
See, my mom used to run too.
You be running this way, I be running down that way.
I used to race her and my sisters and the whole nine. I couldn't wait to be the fastest. Once I started beating them, that was about the 5th grade. Once I started beating them in the 5th grade, I went to my cousins. Then I went to try to go up. I'm gonna bring my cousins on too. I'm gonna bring my cousins on the podcast too because they was instrumental in my development.
We came from a large family. A family. Yeah. I got 10 sisters and brothers. Well, 9 sisters and brothers. One passed away, but basically 9 of us, including me, is 10.
Well, it was 8 of us. And 2 passed in childbirth, so it was 6. And I'm the oldest.
Are you?
Oh, okay. Okay, you're the oldest, so you had all the responsibility. You had all the responsibility then.
I was just going to tell you that my mom passed when I was 21. And she had me at the age of 14. She passed away at 37 years old, left me with 5 siblings, and my father was blind. And she told me not to separate her children. And so my mom reigned. I was telling you, everybody was afraid of that little thing. She was only 4'11", and didn't even weigh 100 pounds soaking wet. But if she spoke, you listened. So I did it.
Yeah.
I ended up with 4 children. Marcus was number 3. And we did it. You know, back in the day, you just did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Marcus made it pretty easy for the most part. I mean, you know, he had his ups and downs. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, Jimmy was too. He was a good kid. You know, I didn't have to worry about him too much. He would always take chances because we lived in the hood. He would always take chances going up and down the street around the drug dealers. He would always take a chance. Huh?
I don't think, anyways.
Right. Yeah.
Oh no! I just went around them. I didn't.
Yeah, he thought he thought he could stop them from selling drugs and stuff like that. He was one of those kids that wanted everybody to do what was right.
Yes, that was Marcus.
Yeah,
that was my boys. Yeah, a lot of my boys ended up in prison or you know dead or you know. So I was always trying to kind of talk them out of that. But once the guns started coming around, I stopped going around.
Right.
Yeah, he used to scare me to death at night.
Yeah.
I would get out and go looking for him. But he would always be headed home. I always met him on his way. He'd be halfway there.
Yeah.
So you had the street light rules too, Hitch?
Oh yes.
Yeah. We had the street light. We ignored them though. We ignored them.
They tried.
We ignored them as much as we could.
Ma'am, they tried to ignore them.
Yeah, but we used to
They tried to. I grabbed me a stick because they were way bigger than me.
Oh yeah. This one he grabbed anything.
Yeah.
Everything.
This one too. She's grab anything close. Yeah. So it was some good times and some bad times, but I loved it all. You know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have changed anything about it.
Right.
You know?
All right. Yeah. So here's my question. Tell me about the process of what you felt whenever Hitch was getting recruited, getting ready to go off to college, choosing a college. What was your thoughts and ideas of it?
Well, when he was choosing a college, he had E.Z. Smith as his coach, and I thought he was choosing a college because he liked the college. Come to find out, E.Z. Smith just wanted him to go to his alma mater. And I told him, I said, what did you go into his alma mater for? What's wrong with you? You done lost your mind?
That's when I was thinking about going to South Carolina.
Yeah,
she's right. I was going to go to
the Gamecock.
Yeah, I was going to go to South Carolina. Yeah, because of EZ. But in the end, they trying to really convince me to go to Carolina.
Was he told me he had a full ride, and I was like, well, you got a full ride. You going to the Gamecocks? No, you're going to Carolina. You know, that made all the sense in the world.
Yeah,
right.
You know, after I figured out, you know, everything that was going on with him, and he made the right choice. In the end,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to share the process?
Well, Marcus wanted to go to Carolina. Where else wasn't there somewhere else?
We went to Carolina, Georgia Tech, then Hawaii. When I got back from Hawaii, I went to Georgia Tech and I was done. Remember, my 5 was Minnesota, ECU, Carolina, Hawaii.
But Carolina came to him.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted him. They wanted him.
Yeah.
And I don't think at that time, I don't think it made too much difference to me, because I was living here at the time.
You were still in Virginia.
I came home for that.
Right.
Okay. See, I was working in Virginia. I worked for Sprint. And so I was back and forth on the weekends and on my vacation time back and forth. I think I missed one of Marcus's games. And that was the first game. And you were red shirt that game.
In
California.
When we went to Southern Cal. That's the only game she missed
that's
in
the only
college.
one I missed.
From high school all the way to college. That's the only game she missed.
Mark, you didn't get redshirted though, right?
No red shirt.
Yeah, you started started playing first game.
Right.
He actually started playing before me, and I was in my junior year by the time I first started playing. He actually started playing before me. Marcus was a monster. He was a good player, an excellent player, very tough, very tough.
You were too.
Yeah.
And could run. He could run like he stole something.
Amen.
Yes, he could. He could run, honey.
Yeah.
So here's a little story about how I became, I guess, so driven, right? Because I always wanted to play in the league. But my mom would always my mom and my older sister, biggest fans, absolute biggest fans. There's nobody close, ever been close. They're also my worst critics.
Your worst critic.
Hitch. If I had a game, Hitch, I could run for 200, 250, 300 yards in the game. But if I fumbled that football, it was the worst game ever. Get him out of here, coach. Take him out, coach. He ain't ready. He don't want to play. Get him out of there. Well,
get him off the field.
I gotta listen to it all week.
Well, I couldn't do nothing like that because he was real sensitive. I couldn't do nothing like that because Jimmy was real sensitive. If I had to say something like that, he'd have been mad for about a solid month.
Yeah,
with me. He would. He would have been mad.
I didn't play that criticism thing.
You couldn't criticize. You couldn't criticize him. You could barely criticize him right now.
I can take it better now, though.
Yeah, well, he's pretty good at it. He's not too sensitive anymore, but he used to be.
Yeah,
but there was reasons for all of that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Were you sensitive?
No, couldn't be.
Well, wasn't no need of you being sensitive, huh?
Yeah,
exactly right. So in this transition from high school to college, right? Tell folks who are getting ready to go through this experience what it's like for a parent to see their child playing. What can they expect from just being a part of that atmosphere?
Well, just being a part of the atmosphere was real great. I mean, you have this excitement inside of you that it's hard to express. And I know your mother can agree with me. It's hard to express it because you know what your child can do. You already know it. I knew he was good at what he did, and he could play. In fact, they had him playing on both the defense and offense. He played both what you call them?
Both sides of the ball.
Both sides of the ball. and he was good at both of them. I said, they're gonna wear my child out there. But it's very, very exciting to see where he came from to where he ended up being. That was very exciting, and especially coming from the hood, and to see him go on to do these things that I knew he was going to do in anyway, because he used to always tell me, even when he was younger, that he was going to buy me a house, and he ended up doing it. I said, this child is serious. You know what I mean?
Because I knew she was going to get so far away from the question, that I wanted to kind of put it back on the path.
Yeah, because that's what I do.
Okay.
I do that. I do that kind of thing.
I was gonna put it back on the path. So I would just say that she would say it's gonna be an exciting process. You know.
Yeah, it's
For sure.
yeah.
All right. Do you have a perspective on it?
I forgot the question. No, that was a good one right there. With Marcus, it was kind of twofold. It was easy to a certain extent because that's something that he's always wanted to do.
Yeah.
He's played football ever since. I think he might have been born with a football in his hand. I think I was out of it when I had him. And I miss seeing it, but I just feel like he was born with a football in his hand. It was kind of easy because he played so much, so long. The only thing that I think was different for me is when the coaches from different schools started coming, and talking to him, and then he had to make a decision as to where he wanted to go, what he wanted to do. And Carolina is where he wanted to be. That was his final decision. He went there. I feel like on the field, he did an excellent job. He didn't do his homework and stuff like he should have.
Yes.
Okay. But other than that, on the field, we're just talking about football. I thought he did really good. I think one of the things that my personal opinion was because he was shorter, and I feel like that held him back a little bit.
Well,
because of the size of some of the other guys, that I don't think they were a better player than my child. Not just because he was my child, but because of his abilities.
Yeah.
That's where, I kind of got a little sensitive there, when he didn't make the draft.
Yeah.
I think what do you call the person that you had?
Agent.
The agent. I think the agent didn't do his job correctly for my child. And my child didn't listen to his mama. I need to throw that in there.
Yeah.
The one who had him and knew everything about him, he didn't listen to his mama. But sometimes
you should have been the agent. You should have been the agent. You should have.
Me too. Me too.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you.
You should have been the agent. Yeah.
Listen, one time they had a game in Charlotte, and we had to come to the hotel that they were in, and he was at the Panthers Den, I think, and everybody was eating, and I was looking for him, and all these great big men came out of the back room with these great big plate in each hand. Here he come, the littlest one. To me, as the mother, he's the smallest one out there.
But he had Sean Gilbert, Reggie White. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that she looking at them dudes, yeah.
Well, he had two plates too, just like they did. I said, "Look at this child. This child he ain't scared of nothing." Because I'd have been scared to death.
I was never afraid of him playing. I don't think I was, huh? No. I don't think I was ever afraid of him playing, but I always felt like I needed to be there. And I had to be there. If I was there, he was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, I only missed one game the whole while he was in college. And even when he went to, where'd you go? Canada. I was at the games. I felt like I needed to be there.
Yeah.
And, until he got, Marcus probably would have, I feel in my heart, that he would have ended up in the pros. But he torn his ACL.
Yeah, Jimmy too.
Yeah.
When he tore the first time, okay, God delivered him. He was healed. He was set free. When he did the second one, I said, "Come on home." Just come on to the house, because there's no need. I didn't want him all beat up, worn, and torn. As a mother, I think he did his best.
that I'm not trying to out talk you, but I'm just trying to say what I got to say. While I'm thinking about it, because I done got old, so I got to say what I got to say. But yeah, because God only knows how many hits and things that he took, both of them, and we don't even know anything about it.
That's right.
They don't tell us everything. And I think one time he got his finger cut off. One of his fingers cut off. I couldn't get over that to save my life. I just kept on telling everybody. He got his finger cut off. The tip of his finger got it cut off. And that just worried me to death. I just told everybody he got his finger cut off. Jimmy gonna be all right. That's what people used to tell me. Jimmy, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, but he ain't got no finger right there. I just started thinking like that. His finger cut off. I thought it was his whole
finger. That story, Hitch. Share that story about getting caught.
Yeah, when I was playing with the Vikings, and me and Isaac Bruce was going back and forth, and they threw one over my head, and he caught it. It was like 60 yards. But when I dove, I kind of put my hand under his foot, and he came down on it, and it burst the top of my finger, and it was leaning over, like cut off, almost completely off. But I went in, got it sewed up, came back out and got an interception.
Oh my goodness.
You see what I'm talking about?
Came back out and got an interception. I'm gonna put it up on when I get permission. I'm gonna put it up on Facebook, my highlights.
But
that boy Isaac Bruce, he was my nemesis.
And I worked out with Isaac Bruce in Memphis.
Oh yeah, did you? Yeah. Hey, he was a beast though. He was a beast.
Was that the one you got to go for your
knees? Yeah, that's the one I used to tell her about all the time. I was like, that's my nemesis.
I'm gonna tell you, this guy's he didn't like Jimmy for some reason. I mean, I guess that's football. And he went for his knees. His family was all sitting around the TV, looking at the TV. You ought to seen us jump up on our feet. We was just screaming at the TV.
Bro, like so in Minnesota, when I played him in Minnesota, he used to just come at my knees all the time. I used to tell my family all the time, this dude is dirty. He keeps coming at my knees.
Yeah.
Although he's supposed to be a pastor.
Yeah.
He keep coming at my knees, and then he cursed me out on the field.
Yeah.
So
once you got across the lines, it's different.
Bro, yeah. So we got into a fight multiple times, and then when I went to Carolina, he kept doing the same thing because we played him, often. We played him every year.
Everybody in my family wanted to beat him up.
I got a pick six on him. Though.
Experiencing him going through an injury, can you share that with us? Like, what emotions do you feel?
Oh, you have so many of them, but the biggest one is he okay? Because his life didn't belong to football. His life belonged to his kid. At the time he had one kid, and his life didn't belong to football. And in fact, I was the type mother that I could not stand him even playing football. It took me a long time to get into it.
Wow.
It did. It took me a long time, even though I knew he was going to play. But anyway, it took me a long time because I seen so many guys get hurt and all this kind of stuff. And I just didn't want that for him,
So I'm going to tell this story about football, me and my mom. I failed the 6th grade. And because I was a bad kid.
He tells the story all the time.
I'm telling you, I used to sneak away from the bus. I used to go to the bus stop but never got on the bus. And then you know what I used to do, Marcus? I used to go downtown to the library and read books all day. Hey,
oh,
for real.
oh my goodness.
Hey, but listen to this though. One time I was signing up for football, but she wouldn't let me play because I failed 6th grade. Obviously, she wasn't gonna let me play. I did it anyway. I snuck behind her, got the money up myself, and paid for it, and went out there to play. But I used to sneak and hide my pads behind a tree, and then walk home, right? Or I'll run home. And she'd be like, "Why are you coming home late?" She was like, "Why are you coming home late?" So
people had already told me you was playing.
So yes, people had already told her I was playing, so she probably knew.
I mean, I never told him I knew, but I knew.
But then listen to this. So
You knew.
Yeah. So you know, that's when I broke it to her. She was like, "I know you playing football." She was like, "I know you playing football and you sneaking behind my back playing football, but you know you don't supposed to be playing." I started crying. I was like, "I'm gonna buy you a house. I'm gonna buy you a house. I'm gonna do. I promise."
I didn't care nothing about no house doing that time.
Hey, but I wanted to play football so bad that I just went behind. I told lies to do it.
But you know, yeah. So he does the same thing. You know, I was born the 8th of November. He was born the 9th. So I mean, we got to be similar.
And look, I was born the 19th.
November babies over there and right here.
Oh, you born the 19th?
Where are you?
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome. November people, huh? I knew it was something I liked about her. She was giving out great energy.
I'm a scorpion. I will tell my kids in a heartbeat, I will sting you. I will sting you.
I used to always think I had to fight
about Marcus. I'm gonna tell this story.
Okay. Wait, what story?
Make sure.
Back in the day, you know, we had Sunday dinners together. You know, at the table. Do you remember that? Everybody home. You eat at the table. Now
that's right.
You don't even have Sunday dinners together, let alone eat at the table. But after we got finished eating, we always would practice moves and carrying on. We moved the furniture out the way in the living room, and we're in there just down there on the floor. I'm just all down there. I'm showing them how to tackle and all the above.
Woman after my own heart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time to wash the dishes. Remember this story?
No.
It's time to wash the dishes. And this thing right here, he decided, I can't remember now, he wasn't gonna wash them. It wasn't his turn or something like that.
Wait a minute. This is what I said.
Okay.
I don't feel I should have to wash the dishes.
And I said,
wait.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So, Hitch, I'm watching TV. And
hey, you ain't gonna do these dishes.
On the Brady Bunch, she was supposed to clean her room, and she said, "I don't feel I should have to clean my room."
Okay, you trying to be like the white girl.
Nothing happened. Reality hits, and I'm like, I don't feel I should have to wash the dishes.
I can do it. I can do it too.
And I said, I don't feel like I should have had you either.
As she whooping me.
As the
you getting the whooping. Hey, I knew that was coming.
But here's the thing. He go. Because remember now, we're all on the floor doing these football moves and carrying on. He goes going across the floor like a
word. I'm doing like the word.
I'm just beating. And he just goes.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what she's cussing good too.
Oh my goodness. I'm saved for real now, so I can't say those words. But I'm telling you, he got it. Oh
He got
man,
it,
I
huh?
feel it all over again.
Hey, listen, I stopped watching all that type of TV. There's nothing real about that stuff.
Oh, boy, that's hilarious. So you was doing the worm.
Well, we're doing the worm. I mean, we talk about it all the time. We talk about it.
You know, you should have been doing the worm with that switch across your butt.
That's what he was doing the worm for.
That's exactly what it was.
That's why he was doing the worm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he was doing the worm, because that switch was hitting that booty. Oh man,
But you know, back then, you know how your parents used to tell you, go out there and get me a switch.
yes.
That's been for generations and generations. We've been doing that. I know my mom used to tell me, go get me a switch. I said, okay. I come back in there with something so little.
Yeah, me too. I used to come back in. With them things, that big.
I say, yeah, right. Let me go on out here and get one.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, Marcus, but Mom used to take those, and she had 3, and she'll weave them in and like braid it.
Oh my, that's what I'm talking about. That looked like a good one. Sound like a good one.
Oh, it was a good one. No, it was a good one.
No,
but you know when
went to the belt.
You know when you
I had a birthday, and I worked at Roman Haas, and my girls got me, birthday present, and they got me this leather belt, like a cowgirl belt, big buckle, and had my name on it, written in the leather. And that's what I used to beat them with.
Yes.
Oh man, y'all.
But listen, when
now, and then they wanted the flex.
After you get in high school, you're lifting weights and stuff.
Right. Oh yeah.
I beat right through it.
Oh man, I see what Marcus get you. Hey, Marcus, I see where you get your funny from, boy.
But listen, let me tell you this right here. You say you used to get out on the floor and show them how to tackle. I remember we was living in the hood, right, in the projects, and they couldn't even go to the school bus. Every time they went to the school bus, something crazy would happen. Somebody would hit somebody would be fighting or something. And at that time, my kids didn't know nothing about no fighting. We had just got back here from Jersey, and we was living in Jersey, and they didn't know nothing about fighting. They would go to the school bus, and somebody would jump on them just because they had this accent. You know what I mean? And I guess the southern people was mad because of, getting on the bus. They spoke differently,
Right.
So every day they had to fight somebody. I would get them down on the floor and show them how to fight.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was terrible. It was terrible. I said.
You used to show me how to fight, and my sisters used to show me how to fight.
Yeah.
Hey, my sister Ann, she just left. She at work. She was like, "I need you to put your hands up like this and move it like."
Ready.
Hey, she was like, "You gotta move your hands like this. You gotta move your head and you move your hands."
And I don't even know where she got that from, because she didn't know how to fight either.
Yeah. She learned quick though. She learned quick once we got. Yeah, she learned quick. But yeah, that's what's up. So your birthday November the 19th. My mom's November the 9th. I mean my 8th. Mine November the 9th. Marcus, when your birthday?
December 10th.
Oh, it's everybody winner.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
We're gonna have to meet up and have lunch. Yeah, and have lunch with each other soon, because I don't have nobody to do that with other than my sisters.
Right. So we'll meet up one day. We'll they in Fayetteville.
I would love that. I would love it.
I would too.
Yeah, they're in Fayetteville. So we're gonna
Concord.
Concord. Okay.
We can do a breakfast.
I'm actually in Charlotte.
She's in Charlotte now, but
it's right outside of Harrisburg.
It's close. It's close to
very
Concord.
close to Concord.
Very close to Concord. It's about 15 minutes from right here.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, let's do that. Meet up one day. But this is a great podcast. You know,
I really, yes.
Yes.
And I just want to add that I'm getting ready to open
she's about to
this
do
is
a catering business.
a plug for me. Greens and Things family catering business. Be open before the summer's out.
Yeah. Good.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Well,
yep.
What are you gonna be serving?
All kind of Southern food.
Ooh.
That's why I say greens and things. All kind of things to go with.
Marcus.
I felt it was soul food, but I didn't want to get it confused with just doing
yes, it is.
Hey, yeah.
It's soul food. You know, they say we don't need soul food, but I tell you, it's just how you prepare soul food. You cook it with love, and when you cook with love, you're gonna get the greatest results.
Yeah,
no doubt.
And I figured you was talking soul food. I just didn't want folks to think that we were just talking about having salads all day.
Right.
No.
Marcus,
where you gonna be located?
We located right in here.
She's in Harrisburg right now. She's working from home, and then she's gonna branch out after that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I want y'all to love my food.
I have a business also.
Oh, do you?
I do. I have an adult daycare where we keep the frail and elderly during the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah,
okay, so
30 years next year.
Okay, so I'm gonna be putting this up on. I'm gonna put this up on Facebook. Tell them what your business and your location and the whole nine.
My business is Greens and Things Family Catering, and we're gonna be located at 4707 Abercrombie Street in Charlotte, NC, and we're gonna be serving a lot of soul food and smoked items, and so I'll be happy if everybody could support me.
In your business?
I have an adult daycare. It's called Cape Fear Adult Day Health Care. And we're located in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And sole proprietor.
Okay.
And, if at any time you know anyone that may just be tired of sitting home, you may need help with taking care of them. You have a job, you can bring them to us. We are a party and daycare over there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's a wonderful business you got going.
You don't come and just sit. You come and you have a wonderful time. So if you have a loved one that might need taken care of, Cape Fear Adult Day Health Care is the place to be.
Awesome.
Did you say you was Cape Fear?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Cape Fear.
Okay, I know where that is.
Yes. All right. Well, this is the Hitch and Wall podcast with the moms and the moms dukes.
Yes.
All right. Next year we're gonna do it on time, and we're not gonna keep y'all.
It's not gonna be 12 o'clock at night.
We're not gonna keep y'all this late. This is Jimmy Hitchcock's fault. This is Jimmy Hitchcock's fault. All right, man.
I can take the toothpicks out of my eyes now.
All right. And what's your first name?
Marion.
Marion.
My name is Ruth.
Miss Marion Wall, thank you for doing the podcast with us. And this is Ruth Caldwell. Thank you so much.
Miss Ruth, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Nice meeting everybody.
All right,
and
peace.
We out.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, subscribe, and share.
Like,
subscribe,
and share.
Yes.